Hello, yeah, my name's John. Just wanted to show you here. Just one of these kind of guys that has, American flags, all kinds of my Navy flag from being in the military and just living average life in a average house out here in the middle of nowhere. Kind of all lit up, and I'm one of them guys that does a lot of Christmas decorations. When you look at my video, you'll notice I do a lot of Christmas decorations, and I have these huge blow up things, from Snoopy airplanes and helicopters with Santa Claus. But I have about 8 of those big, massive, oversized car size blow up things that are going off in my yard at the same time as this video is going off. So you hear these big fans going, "Vroom." And I just want you to know that's what that is in the video. I tried to shut them off. Um, they were loud, and I tried to shut it off because whatever it was that was flying over, plane, UFO, whatever you call it, um, it was quiet. It didn't really make any noise, and it had a lot of static to it, and you could feel like your hair rise, and it just got real tingly. You could feel it, and it made my phone. It took this phone. This is a new Samsung Note 8, and it made things real fuzzy on it. It was really strange. I bought this phone just for taking videos because we go on a lot of vacations, a lot of cruises and stuff. But what I wanted to do is I tried writing it all down like you said in a letter, but there's just too much because really that video starts off with one thing, and what it was just this huge craft that came out as it came across this valley here. And it was a huge triangulated thing, and all I can say is tried to give you an idea how wide my house is. My house is 80 feet wide, and it was wider than my house is. And the first time it came over top of me, it was huge, and it rotated in like a flat spin and went off to the left as it faced me. It went off to my left side and went way on down and up to where I couldn't see it because it went behind all these houses and up this hill and on down the way. And it circled around, and by the time I got my camera, I could see it coming back down around through the valley down there, way down, about 5 miles down. I got a view out the front of my house. It's maybe 30 miles that I can see everything. I look at Middletown, and I look at Elizabethtown. I can look all the way to Hershey, way, 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 way over there. Way over there. I can see Hershey, and I can see Pelham and York, and I just have one of those views where I see this whole place. I mean, I live on top of this hill that I got that kind of view, and it's real pretty. But I mean, it's out in the middle of nowhere. Simple development. We're simple people, and anyways, I decided to run back on in, and there was a car that came down the road, and it was like they were following me or something, and I wasn't sure, but I'm I thought they were following me, but I think what they did is they must have seen the same thing that I did, because they kind of stopped just up there up the block, maybe about 100 yards up the way. They stopped in the road, and then they came on down past as the thing circled around the first time, because it was really low and so big, and it just darkened out the whole sky above you. And they went on down about 100 yards on past, and they parked on down the road there, and they didn't get out of their car. They just stayed there. I didn't pay them much mind, but it was like somebody was following me. My wife thought it was crazy because this is like the third time I've seen these things, and she thinks I'm just crazy as a bedbug now. Anyways, this thing, it came back around, and I was able to get inside, get my phone, and get a film of it. But it came up so slowly. I mean, it was only going maybe 10 miles an hour. It was real slow, and it was huge. It was as big as my house is, bigger, and triangulated, silent, had these crazy lights. But it got all the way up past, and it was way up above. And what I did is, just so you know, I went out and bought one of these drones. I bought a Bebop 2 drone because you can tell the height, altimeter, and distance out away something is. And I wanted to know how high these wires and stuff were. so I could get a good idea. And people were like, well, are you flying a drone, or are you filming a drone or whatnot? And I'll tell you what, a drone looks like a little itty bitty speck of a bumblebee, nothing out there. This is the size bigger than my house. I mean, I don't know what somebody could. I mean, my wife was like, "Are you sure that's not?" I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" I'm like, that thing was bigger than our house. I didn't know drone that's that big. It was just incredible. So, just a huge, huge, huge thing. And so I bought this drone to check the height of that. So no matter what, you're at over 240 feet in height. That it had to be, no matter what, because the power line is out in front. No matter what, it had to be at that height going over the first time. The second time it was a bit higher. Um, it came across the second time, and as it did, it came around and came, and it was scary because it's coming right over top of you. You don't know whether it's going to hit you, crash into you, or whatever. I mean, it was big, and it was coming over, and then all of a sudden, up over as it passed over the power lines and got right above me, it turned and rotated onto its side. It was the craziest thing in the world. I mean, it terrified me. I was yelling. I was yelling, and I have one of these. I have a smart house, and I have one of these Amazon Echoes, and I swear to God, this is the craziest thing, but I think those things listen to you. And every time I say something, I'm afraid it's going back to somebody. I don't know who, but somebody's listening to the damn thing. Because I'm going to give you an example. We didn't write anything down. We were just in the house, and we were just talking about buying these red KitchenAid blenders in the house. We were just talking about it. And I come back outside, and out on my phone, this is no kidding, you're not going to believe me, up pops on Amazon and this whole scroll thing across on my phone with all these different red KitchenAid blenders for sale and all the different prices and where I could buy them at discount prices and stuff. I didn't type anything into any phones or computers or anything. I was just discussing it in my house. And this thing, I know it's on all the time, but it's only supposed to be on when you activate it and say, Alexa. And I've come to the conclusion that that's not true. That it listens all the time, because I swear to God. So I'm now paranoid about my Echo and my smart house. That somebody out there is listening, and now somebody's going to know that there's all these UFO sightings that are going on down here, because it's crazy. I mean, the first one I saw was, I sent you a tape of a woman who got it on video, and I took 6 pictures of it on this side. I'm 5 miles over on this side of it here, taking pictures on down towards the Hummelstown area, and I took pictures of it, and it had floated in the sky for about 20, 25 minutes, and I was like, wow, that's just crazy. And so I took all these pictures, and then it went off that direction. Well, she took a video of it the other way, and she got the police involved, and the police called, Fort Indian Town Gap. They called the airport, and nothing was flying, but yet, we got pictures of it. So that's where my first sighting was in this whole thing. And that was just crazy, because I was like, well, that's just the craziest thing I ever saw in my life. So I took those pictures. And then the next day, there it was on the news about her, UFO sighting. So, I mean, it fit hand in hand. That was the first time. And then the second time, I was going up the road up here, and I was going up to, we have a convenience store called Rutter's. And I was going up to the convenience store. And you can see, there's a good idea. There's an airplane that comes whipping by. All right, now you can see that's just a typical airplane come flying overhead. But you can see how easy that is, how it flies. It's fast by. It just travels right along. Doop, doop. You can hear it loud. It goes, and off it goes. It's gone. Anyways, um, going up the Rudders, I saw this triangular thing just floating in the sky with these 3 lights on it. And so I almost crashed my car. I was like, oh my goodness. So I turned around, I went into Rutter's parking lot, turned around, and it just took off real slow, maybe 15 miles an hour. But the way it cut across the roads and the landscaping here, I couldn't keep with it, because it cut across at angles like the roads just don't go. And I tried, but it went way back out and around, and ended up being 10 miles on out, and I could never get to my phone to get a tape of it or anything like that. So that was the second time that I saw, these crazy UFOs. Then I sit out here, and I swear I keep seeing them all the time, doing just what I sent you another video of, sitting, hovering over here, and they'll be hovering, and there might be one or two of them, and they'll hover for 20, 30 minutes somewhere. They might move around a little bit, and then all of a sudden they'll just take off and go different places. So it's craziness. So, anyways, that was my second sighting. But this last sighting that I saw, not the last sighting, because the last sighting I saw was last night. I sent you that videotape. That was crazy too, because I was trying to take a videotape to do just what I'm doing right now, and there it was. And I'm sitting here going, this is incredible, because here's another one. So I just wanted to show you, this is what I get to look at all the time. It just goes on and on and on. Lots of these. Unfortunately, I don't take a lot of films of them because I'm just not very good at it. They're hard to catch, but I get them every now and then. And then, anyways, back to the other one. It came around, and when this thing rotated on me, I thought, oh my God, it's going to crash. And then, literally, I had it in sight, and then it was off and gone. It just like hyperspace, and I was like, it has to be into the clouds. And I'm looking all over the place, and I'm going, it had to be into the clouds. This plane had to be in the clouds somewhere. But the problem is there just weren't any clouds out. I mean, it's like tonight. I mean, there just really aren't any clouds out. I mean, just you can see just a couple clouds way off in the distance, but basically it's a clear night with a lot of stars, and it's a clear night. I mean, I got good view, plenty miles away if I just know how to shut. Let me see if I can shut this off. I'm just not very good at this stuff. I don't know how to turn things on or off or any of that. This is a new phone for me. I'm used to these Apple phones, and I just moved into the Android technology, and it's a little bit different for me. And I'm just learning to use them, and learning to use their video cameras, things like that. So it's new for me, and I don't know how to download really things onto YouTube. That's taken me a while to learn. But I'll send you this other tape because it's crazy. I get a little crazy on it, and the thing is it just, if you watch the whole thing, I have my watch, I pull it out so I can show the exact time and date and everything, and that way you can look and see, and you can see what was going on exactly. However, you got to double check whatever you got to double check. I mean, I put it all down right there for you, but it has all my own personal information, and I do freak out, kind of, and really, I just don't want to get that information out there to anybody, and I don't want, because this really, I mean, I see these UFOs all the time. It's constant. It's constant. And people find out that this is what's going on right here from my vision point. Can you imagine getting overrun by every UFO nut out in the world wanting to come and go, oh, look, we can come out there and look down the valley, and we'll park up our cameras and look everywhere and stay here. And I don't want that to happen either. My wife's like, are you sure you want to let people know? And I'm like going, I don't know, man. I know the truth. And I guess that's what's really the important thing to us, is that, we know. Not that anybody else knows, but I do like your show. I like your program. And I thought, well, you know what? I know you don't make a lot of money or whatnot. And if it's something you want, I'd be more than happy to go ahead, and you can have this, and you can send it out to anybody you want, do whatever you want with it. I don't care. I just want to make sure you keep, if possible, really keep my name, my address, and stuff like that out of there, and me freaking out, especially about Alexa, and because I believe that damn thing listens to everything I hear. I mean, it's amazing, the stuff that pops up on my phone that I'm just talking about, that I'm not typing in anywhere, and it just pops up whenever I'm in that house. Because I converted my whole house to a smart house. My lights and everything. I mean, everything is all run through these HUD systems and off of Amazon Echoes to make my life easy. So, I just know that she's listening to everything now, and that's my problem. I've just become real paranoid in that fact that that's what's occurring. And who knows who that is that's listening, And now all I know is whatever I say in this house, I know that somebody else now knows. And so if I'm mentioning UFOs and all that, then it's out there. And me, I'm one of these guys, I think, this is going to sound stupid. I'm one of these guys that follows the weather around the world, not just what's happening locally or in the United States, but I look all over the world. I see the strange things, all the new names for all the bomb cyclones, the new this, the new type of tornado, the new hailstorm, the new orange snow, all the new weird things that are going on with all the weather and the volcanoes erupting and earthquakes and the most powerful storms in history, yada, 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 droughts here, floods there, and everything like that. And, and I keep looking and I sit out here almost every night and I swear to God, I look at my moon. And I take a lot of pictures of the moon because I have some beautiful pictures over my flagpole and stuff. But I get these crescent moons that all sit a certain way, and every picture I have sits a certain way. Well, now as I take the same pictures a year later, it has changed. The crescent has changed on the moon somewhat. It now tilts a different angle. And so I happen to think that the Earth is tilted, and I think this is just craziness. I think maybe a couple of degrees. It's changed a couple of degrees, which has caused a lot of our Earth changes. I don't know. We're in a weird part of space. We're billions of miles away from where we were born in outer space. We're nowhere near where we were. I mean, so who knows what the hell's out here in this part of space? I mean, we've never been here before. So that's the reality of life. Anyways, I just wanted you to know, and so I'm going to send you this whole video. I'll download this to YouTube. Here you go. You have it. You have what's basically a quick version of the story. If you need anything else, just let me know. We're just simple folk, and I just didn't want to put it out there to the world because I just don't really care if the rest of the world knows or not. Now that I know the truth, I mean, it's the truth. It is what it is, and I was stationed on board aircraft carriers for many years, so I've seen a lot of all the planes. I watch the planes take off and land here all the time. Right down there at the runway in Middletown is where, the Air Force One, the president's plane, does its touch and go landings for emergency landings, things like that. We watch that all the time. And my dad Ralph, I have good pictures of him. My dad was from Akron, Ohio. My dad was captain of the USS Enterprise, the Goodyear blimp, long before Jean-Luc Picard and Jim Kirk. My dad was captain of the USS Enterprise. So I mean, blimps, things like that I'm familiar with. I'm familiar with seeing these big things, and the objects that I've been seeing are huge and triangular, and I don't know if they're planes, I don't know if they're military, I don't know what they are. All I know is that they are doing things that I've never seen anything do anything of such a manner, or I've just never seen it. I mean, it's incredible. To float across the sky of an object that size, silent, at no more than 10 miles an hour, and it just kept coming. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and then just turns and then just and it's gone. And you're just going, it's just incredible. I mean, I don't even know what to say. It can't be. It could be. I mean, that's the problem. I don't know. I mean, God only knows where our military's at or our government's at as far as technology goes. I don't know. I don't know how far ahead they are or any of that. All I know is these are objects I've never seen. I've seen things like it on YouTube that are drawings, of this like TB3 kind of thing, this big triangulated thing. I mean, that's kind of what it looks like. I mean, honestly, that's about what it looks like, is what everybody draws that picture to be of that big triangulated, thing like that, except for it was huge, a lot bigger than my house. So I don't know what to say. Anyways, it could be ours, could be theirs. I don't know what kind of plane it was. All I know is it was kind of scary. That's for sure, because I thought for sure it was going to crash into my house. I thought we were going to die. And anyways, just want to say thanks, and got any questions or anything, I'll be sending this forward to you. Thanks, and have a good day. Oh, this was John French, just so you know, in case you need to have some kind of legal release or something, you can have whatever release you need. Just like I said, please don't use my name and address and stuff like that. And if you can help keep me out of it the best you can, and you can rewrite over top of it your own version of however you want to send it or see it. I just want you to know this is an ongoing thing, and whatever videos I get, I'll keep sending you, because it's just craziness there. I mean, it happens all the time. All right, talk to you later. Have a good day.